Welcome back to the Max Reality. If you've seen my face before, then you know the drill, but if you're new here, I love talking all things reality TV, and it is once again time for my monthly reality TV recap, where I go over all the different shows I was watching in the month, and it is officially time to see May's recap. As always, we will start with the stats for the month. In May, I watched 19 different shows, and that was 109 episodes of TV, which equaled 5,413 minutes of reality TV watching time. First, we'll go through some of the shows that I've been watching, shows I've been talking about in months past, starting with, as always, of course, Shark Tank Season 16, but this will be the last monthly review that has Shark Tank Season 16 because it has officially come to a close. Like I always say, if you want to hear all my thoughts and feelings on Shark Tank, I recap all the episodes, all of Season 16 is up, including my Shark Tank extravaganza, where I look at the entire season as a whole. So if you're interested in that, go check it out. But I am exhausted. I have nothing else to say about Season 16. It's time to move on to the next one when it comes. Now that I think about it, actually quite a few of these shows ended in May. So continuing on that trajectory, we have Below Deck Down Under Season 3. Overall, I had a pretty good time. I generally like Below Deck. I am glad, however, that they're shaking things up and the chief stew and the chef aren't staying. I like Tezrina, but I think it's time. I think it's time for her to take a break, and her and Laura just, oh my god, their back and forth was making me absolutely lose my mind, so I'm so glad we're not going to watch that again. And really, I didn't really want to see either of them come back. So, I'm glad they're shaking it up, and if you haven't seen, the chief stew for Below Deck Season 4, because they're already filming, is Daisy, who is the chief stew from Below Deck Sailing Yacht. I don't know what that means for Sailing Yacht, no idea, but I am glad that we'll be seeing Daisy without Gary. I love Daisy, and I hate, I hate when her and Gary are together. It's too much. I'm so sick of seeing it, but I want to see Daisy. And then as for the chef, we are getting back an old timer. I'm not trying to call him old, but we're getting Ben back. He was back on older seasons of Below Deck, and I love Chef Ben. I don't remember which exact one he did, if it was Mediterranean or the normal one, but Ben's a good time, and I'm really glad to see him back after a little bit of time away. Another show that came to a close in May is House of Knives, Season 1 from Food Network. And seriously, I cannot recommend this one enough. I talked about it more last month, but just 10 out of 10. I really had fun watching this one, and I can't wait for it to come back. It's just such a good time. Again, if you want to hear more about it, last month is the place to go. I always point to the wrong side. I think it definitely comes up over here. Anyway, while this next show ended in May, it also started in May, and that is Battle Camp Season 1 from Netflix. This was a brand new competition show from Netflix. It was another one I talked a lot more about last month this way. So if you want to go check it out, definitely do. It was a fun time though. I thought it was pretty fun. I have some notes about what I think they could do to maybe make it flow a little better next season, but I generally thought it was pretty good. A good Season 1, but I expect more from Season 2. Then a show that actually ended in March, but I forgot to watch the very final episode of it, and that is Wildcard Kitchen Season 2. Hear me out. Once I had only one episode left, I was really sad because I love Wildcard Kitchen. So I was like, I'll just wait for a little while to watch it. I have some backup of some other shows I can watch. I'm going to savor it. And then I kind of forgot that I hadn't watched it. And I was going through some of my tracking on my app that I keep all this reality TV stuff in. And I was like, why isn't Wildcard Kitchen complete? I was like, oh. Yeah, I never finished it. So I finally watched the last episode. If you haven't heard me talk about Wildcard Kitchen at all, it might also help you to know that this isn't one of those competition shows that's every week something different happens. It's very capsule. They have all the challenges and somebody wins every episode. So it's not like I was on a cliffhanger, and that's kind of why I forgot. But I finally watched the final episode. It was so good. It was a great final for the season. And yeah, 10/10. If you haven't checked out Wildcard Kitchen and you like food shows, definitely recommend. It's a fun time. Then on to a show that I definitely thought would end in May, but it just keeps going. I think this next episode actually might be the season finale. I don't know for sure, but I really think it is. But then we also have the tell-all, and that is 90 Day Fiancé, the OG, the mainstay show, season 11. This show just feels like it has been dragging on and on and on. I love 90 Day Fiancé, and this is always my complaint with it. And this is why I took a break at one point from watching the 90 Day universe, because, Lord, sometimes it just feels like they're just beating the same dead horse over and over and over again. I will take less episodes if I don't have to hear the same, like, 3 issues just repeated 100 times. I can't. So while I should maybe just stop watching it, I also can't, because the good moments are so good. I love 90 Day Fiancé. I'm so hooked in right now. But I could definitely see a world where I start to get sick of this again and take a little break. But I bet it'll always pull me back as long as it's on the air. And last in this category is Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 16. This one is also still going, but unlike 90 Day Fiancé, I'm not shocked that it's still going. But I really liked this season. I really like the shakeup with the new women. I only talked about it a little last month because I think I'd only seen like 2 episodes up to that point or about that. But I've had a really good time. I really think the shakeup was needed, even though I'm a huge Candy fan and I miss Candy. I think it was time. I think the refresh is good. It's bringing good, different energy, and I'm liking it. I'm excited again about Atlanta. It's always been one of my favorites, but I've like extra been excited about it this season in a way I hadn't been in like a season or 2. Now on to the new shows that I started in May. I broke this up into 2 categories. First, we're going to talk about returning shows, so shows that are coming back for their second or more season. And then we're going to talk about new shows. This doesn't necessarily mean they came out in May, but they're all season 1s and they were all new to me. We're going to start our returning category strong with The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, season 2. I was so happy when I saw this was coming out. I thought they were gonna wait, like, the entire year. Like, I thought season 2 wouldn't be coming out until September again, so the surprise that it was coming out earlier, it did my heart good. It was so messy. I love Lives of Mormon Wives. Just, I love it. I have nothing else to say about it. If you're not watching it and you love mess, please go watch it. Moving on. I just have no words. No words. This is one of the few shows in my life that when I get done with a season, I really never walk away with like deep feelings or like opinions about it. I love listening to everybody else's, but for some reason, this is one of those shows I just like watch and completely like brain turn off. And that's one of the things I like about it, because I have so few shows that I just sit there and I'm like, yeah, this is a mess. This is so fun to watch. And I just turn it off and I just don't think about it again. Because Real Housewives, some other shows, and Mormon Wives might turn into this the more seasons they get. With Housewives and 90 Day, a lot of them I'm just more invested in. 90 Day, because it's so long, you just get deeply invested in these people's lives and you're like, you get opinions about it because you hear the same fights 3,000 times for 20 plus episodes. And then Real Housewives, a lot of those women are on for a while, so you have history with them from watching them. And with Secret Lives being so new still, I'm just watching it head empty, and I'm really liking that about it. So sorry if you were wanting like deep thoughts, opinions, tea about it. I really don't have it for this one. This is my head empty show, and that's what I like about it. Speaking of a head empty show, we next have Vanderpump Villa season 2, and part of the reason I'm calling it that is while I am speaking right now, I have made the realization that I forgot to finish this season completed, but I think I still have 2 episodes left. I can't remember exactly, but I think I'm in the middle of like the second to last episode, and I think I stopped it in the middle. Because fun fact about me, I will watch like 30 minutes of a show and just come back to it later. I do it all the time. That's part of how I get so much TV watched. I'll watch them in like little increments. I'm not afraid to pause a TV show. I do not care. That's also why sometimes in my tracked history, that's the app I'm using to track all the reality stuff, the timing for the way I'm watching them looks so ridiculous sometimes. Because it'll be like, how did she watch this whole episode in this amount of time? That's not possible. It's because I didn't. Anyway, it's a little side tangent for you. That is not the show's fault, though. That is just because I've had a lot going on this month. I love Vanderpump Villa. I actually have thought this season was a little better than last season. I like the structure a little more. I feel like they tightened it up some because we had a lot of like Lisa talking to the primary person. That's what I'm like. It's similar to Below Deck if you haven't seen it, where instead of on a boat, they're in a villa and guests come in and stay in the villa, and you're more following like the serving staff, the people who do the events, the bartenders, the waiters, all that stuff. And overall, I like season 2 more than season 1 so far. That is always the goal. You want to be improving. I think the format got a little tighter. Like I was saying, there was a lot of Lisa talking to like the main guest person that doesn't feel super necessary. It kind of felt like fluff. So I feel like they really tightened it up. I also feel like Lisa's more ready to fire people, which I love to see because I feel like we saw some crazy behavior season 1. It was wild. So I've been having a lot of fun seeing Lisa like lay down the law. The only thing I don't think was an improvement was bringing on the character of Stassi. I'm not calling Stassi a character, but like I assume it wouldn't be her next season, so I'm assuming this is like a role that they're gonna keep filling of the person who lives in the villa and is like a full-time guest. It felt very weird. It felt weird just kind of like having her around. I kind of get like, ooh, Lisa's eyes and ears, but I don't know, it didn't quite work for me. I was kind of surprised to see that she was going to be on the show because I have never seen Vanderpump Rules. I have no context about anything with that show, really. I'm going to be 100% honest about it. But I do remember back in 2020 hearing about her like saying some like racist and other problematic things, and that was part of why she was fired from the show, and that was literally the only thing I knew about her. So to only know that about her and then her just come on the show, very odd, but from looking around, I guess she was like a big fan favorite on Vanderpump Rules. I don't know. I don't have an opinion on her. The only thing I have an opinion on is I think having somebody at the villa full time is just odd. We don't need it. Cut it. Show us more of the staff. Show us literally anything else. I'm good. You know? Truly, though, this is the year for problematic reality people coming back. I mean, Stassi on Vanderpump Rules, Phaedra on Real Housewives of Atlanta. I mean, you could argue she's been coming back when she was doing Married to Medicine, but you know she was trying to get back to Real Housewives. You know that's what she really wanted, so it seems to be in the waters. Moving on, this is a returning show that I had actually never even seen before, but I was trying to try it out, and that is 90 Day Diaries Season 6. This is another 90 Day Fiancé spinoff, and this is where I started drawing the line. I was watching this, I watched a couple episodes of it, and I was like, I gotta stop. This is an unproduced version of 90 Day, where all the people from it are people who have been on different iterations of the 90 Day universe, but they're filming themselves, and I guess submitting it to the producers and the editors and all that. It was just kind of cheesy. I wasn't about it. I didn't really like it. I tried to get into it because I love kind of like behind the scenes stuff, and I wanted to catch up with some of the people who I saw were on it for this season, but I just couldn't do it. I tapped out on that one. I don't think it'll be coming back into any of these recaps monthly. Next up in this category, we have 24 and 24, Last Chef Standing. If you saw my 2024 big year-end review video, I talked about season 1 of that show on there, and I honestly wasn't super stoked on it, but I liked it enough that I was going to check out season 2, and honestly, I liked season 2 a lot better, but I don't think it's anything necessarily that the show did. I think the problem that I had when I watched season 1 is that I binged it in a very short amount of time. I like watched it over a weekend or something like that. And if you haven't heard of 24 and 24, the show is literally 24 hours. They are cooking for 24 hours practically. There are a bunch of different challenges. It is bananas. And I think binging it like that and like the deliriousness that they were feeling, I started to feel from binging. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I feel like other people who like hard binge shows maybe will have the same experience where you're just like watching so much of it at once, your brain kind of starts to melt. And watching their brains melt while mine melt, I don't know, it wasn't quite there for me. But this year I watched it almost in real time. We started a little later than when it started because it actually started in April. We missed the first couple episodes and then caught up. Watching it in real time, 10 out of 10 improved the show. So that is my advice. Even though it's over, if you want to go check it out and you didn't see it, do not binge it over a weekend. Take your time with it, or you're going to be like, gosh, I am just as exhausted as these people. And you won't be, because nobody can be as exhausted as somebody who's been cooking for 24 hours. Y'all, it's a wild concept. It's a really good time. It's, again, if you like cooking shows, always recommend it. They get some of like the best chefs out there to be on this show, like a bunch of Food Network stars, people who've been on reality competition shows. So it's high level stuff and it is 10/10. Also, I love Michael Simon and Esther Choi. I think they're great hosts. I just love both of them. So not enough good things to say about 24 and 24. I feel bad that I gave it a lower rating than it probably deserved for season 1, but I will rectify that in this year's year-end review. Mark my words. Our next returning show is one that's near and dear to my heart, and that is Jeopardy Masters Season 3. I love Jeopardy Masters. I don't really watch normal Jeopardy through the year. I haven't at all this year, or y'all would have heard about it. I always watch Jeopardy Masters, though. My partner and I watch it together, and I just love it. And last for our returning shows is MasterChef Season 15, and this season is the duos season. If you are a fellow MasterChef fan, you are probably very well aware of this, but MasterChef's been really into themes the last couple seasons. We had generations, we had like the different portions of the state, different regions, and now we have duos. All the contestants have come in pairs, and they will cook together and fight together to win the coveted title of MasterChef, which will go to 2 people for the first time. So very exciting. But on top of that, they've also shaken it up a little bit. Chef Aaron is no longer with us, and he was replaced by Chef Tiffany Derry. I really like her. I think she's adding so much to the show. She's so funny. She's so fun. She's real. I feel like the way she kind of banters with Joe is really fun. It's only been a couple episodes, but I think that was a very good shakeup. And also, we're in a different set, which is very, very weird. It's almost like a little disconcerting. It doesn't quite feel like MasterChef yet, but I've only watched 2 episodes so far, so we'll see how it continues to flow, but I'm liking the changes. I think it'll be fun. I like the duos. The talent was some of the best we've seen in a while. Some of the auditions the past couple years have been questionable. Me and my partner thought maybe because it's harder to find like 2 people who are willing to come up there and cook together, maybe that's why the talent pool was better. Whatever it is, I was very glad to see it. There were multiple head-to-head battles where I was like, I don't want either of these people to go home. And in the last couple of audition seasons, there were some times where I was like, why is this person getting an apron? So I'm excited. I'm glad to have some revitalized energy for MasterChef because I love it. In the last couple seasons, I was starting to get kind of questionable about it. On to our season 1 new shows, starting off strong with Cheat Unfinished Business Season 1. This comes to us from Netflix. It aired in April 2025, and the best way I can think to describe this one is Love Island almost meets The Ultimatum for exes. The main premise is they bring these couples together that have broken up because of cheating, and they're trying to get them back together. They're all living together in this villa, though, and so, of course, there's some flirting among people who shouldn't be flirting with other people. They also have, like, these table ceremonies that feel very similar to The Ultimatum, except instead of, like, partner switching, they're just kind of talking about if they feel like they can make something work with the partner that they came in with the cheating issue. It's very odd. I had a good time. It's a fun, like, light, bingeable show. It was a weird one, but I would watch a season 2. It was different. It was fun. I liked it. Up next, we have Extracted. This show premiered in February of 2025, and this one was heavy. Like, honestly, this one, I had to stop sometimes because it was just a lot. If you completely missed this one and heard nothing about it, the main premise is it's groups of 3. They might be friends, they might be family, whatever. And one person in the grouping has to be out in the wilderness, Hunger Games style, by themselves. Like, literally, that's what it felt like. And then the other two people are at HQ in like a kind of control center, and they're the only people who can extract their loved one from the wilderness. And pretty much how it goes on is there'll be sort of different challenges, but the main challenge is just the people out there in the forest trying to survive every day. And that's what got really heavy. Like, it was so upsetting sometimes seeing these people just like in the woods struggling, but obviously not wanting to leave. And then it was just a lot. It was a lot, but I honestly thought it was really good. And I would watch a season 2. But I would hope that they do some better casting for season 2, because I don't know, my main issue with the whole show was some of the cast. Like, there were multiple people who clearly just didn't know what they were signing up for, which can happen in a season 1, but like got extracted immediately, and it was just like, come on. And then there were some other people who were in the headquarters who were just like, this is the hardest thing I've ever had to done, and it's like, I just got so frustrated rethinking about it all that I like lost my ability to speak. But pretty much people were in the headquarters and they were struggling with the whole like relationship and like some of the deception part of the game, and like complaining about how hard it was, while their loved one was in the woods killing it, was the person like doing the best out there. And for them to just like sit there and complain and like cry, it pissed me off to no end. So I would hope for some better casting. I'd like to see some more people who are really prepared to go be out in the wilderness like that, because I think it'll make it more interesting. Obviously, you always need a couple people that aren't as prepared, but I would like the ratio to be different next season. That is my plea, if you get another season, to fix the ratio of people who know how to be in the woods to people who don't know how to be in the woods. Please. Next up in this category is a show that was new to me, but was not new to the world in multiple ways, and that is She the Wolf from Netflix. It aired on Netflix in September of 2023, and this is a Japanese reality show that had actually already aired in Japan for like 13 seasons under the name Who is the Wolf? So it was a little different, I assume. I haven't gotten to see the original. I don't know if I ever will, but I watched the Netflix one, and it was different. If you saw my video from last month, you're very well aware that I've been trying to branch out, especially on Netflix, looking at the different foreign reality shows they have. So this was part of that, and it was different. I liked watching it, mostly just because the whole cast is like very pretty to look at. Most of them are like models and actors and athletes and all of that, but overall the premise was just kind of odd. I don't know how to really even like get into the everything about this one. Basically, the idea is it's a group of women and men, except one of the women has been selected to be the wolf, and she's not allowed to fall in love with any of the men in the cast. And you kind of see them like being together. They have some challenges that they have to do surrounding like photos they have to take. It's all a very odd structure, but it was interesting. It was interesting to watch, if for nothing else than just like seeing the Japanese culture that way in like a reality TV setting. But like the actual structure of the show is like different. It was different. It was different for me. I think my biggest gripe with the show is the woman who's the wolf is like randomly selected, and I think they do it to like you feel bad for her in her struggle of not being able to fall in love with anybody. But my brain watching this, like even at the end when she has to reveal herself, is just like, what's stopping you though? Unless the guy just gets super mad about you being chosen as the wolf, like y'all can just date after the show, right? Like I don't know. That made the stakes kind of dead for me from the beginning, because I was like, I mean, you can't tell her not to fall in love with anybody. I think I would have liked it better if the wolf was cast because they wanted to be cast as the wolf. Like if they were like, yeah, like I'm married, I'm not going to fall in love with any of these guys. Something like that I think would have been more interesting to me. And maybe that's like a cultural difference thing, but I won't get to see a season 2 of the show, it seems, since this came out in 2023 and there is nothing I can see about a season 2 coming out. But overall, it was fine. It was good background noise. I watched it on a plane and while I was on vacation in the background some when I was like getting ready. And I would say it was great for that. It was good. It was cozy. Just a good, cozy, light, bingeable show. And while I did, in the end up liking the kind of cozy factor about it, I definitely went in thinking the stakes were going to be a lot higher, so it took me a while to, like, adjust. And that might be some of the weirdness I have with the show. It was different. It was a good time. I'm glad we had each other. Moving on. No, wait, I lied. There's one more thing I have to talk about. The ending. When they do the reveal, they have the guy and like the girl he's been partnered up with meet together in like a field, and they have the woman in a wolf costume. And I promise you, like whatever you're thinking right now is just 100% wrong. Whatever type of wolf costume you're thinking of, I highly doubt you are thinking of what I'm about to show you. And ladies and gentlemen, here it is. I was literally on a plane when this started, and it was taking everything in me to control myself because it was such a big dramatic moment. I'm sitting there, I was kind of in my feels about it. Even though the stakes had been lost for me, I was still wondering, like, we knew who the wolf was, but we didn't know if there was more than one. So that was like the only high stakes thing I had left. And I'm sitting there, I'm in it. And the first girl comes out in that costume, and I just wanted to lose it. It was so funny. I could not take anything seriously, especially when girls would start crying in the suit. I felt so bad. Y'all, why was this what they chose? I can't. It was so funny. Okay, now we can move on. Up next, we have Polly Family. This show came out on TLC in April of this year, and it's different. I don't recommend it. I never recommend when I watch, like, what I would consider, like, more, like, trash shows like this. I just started it because I was kind of in a lull in between shows, and now I'm just continuing it because I am curious, but I wouldn't want to put somebody else on this journey, so I don't necessarily recommend it, but I am going to admit that I am watching it, and I am intrigued. In a way. But again, I am not saying it is good. You can start it at your own risk. You cannot blame me though, because I told you it's not a very good show. So if you go and start it and then you get like weirdly hooked like I do on bad shows sometimes, that's not on me. I tried to save you. That's all I can do. Next up, we have Sneaky Links Dating After Dark. This is Netflix's newest dating reality show. It came out in May of this year, and I mostly just decided to watch it because Chloe, who is on Too Hot to Handle, The Circle, Perfect Match, she's the host, and I follow her on TikTok, and I saw her post about it, and I was like, yeah, I'll watch a show if you're hosting it, and it was a pretty good time. I overall liked it. It's another one that I feel like the formatting needs some help, similar to what I talked to with Battle Camp. I just feel like some of it's a little wonky. This show brought together people who were sneaky links for each other, but didn't tell them that's what they were gonna do. Pretty much we had 5 people come in, and then slowly, one by one, people were coming in that were connected to the 5 people, and they were like, surprise, we brought your DL hookup onto this dating show, and we're gonna see if you can make it work as a couple and give up your sneaky linking ways. But they could also just choose to, like, hook up, partner up with other people in the house. And personally, I think the formatting issue might have even just come from a casting issue. It felt like people weren't really deeply connected to their sneaky links. A couple of them were, but even the ones who were just felt like friend vibes. Even if they do hook up, it just felt like a lot of the sneaky links dissolved rather quickly, and we just abruptly moved on to all of them hooking up with new people. And I was like, well, this isn't really sneaky links anymore. It's kind of missing like one of the main foundations. But I don't know, it was interesting. I would watch a season 2, especially if Chloe's gonna be on it. They also brought in Spicy Mari, who was on that other reality show from a while back called Love Always, where it was a bi girl. I watched a little bit of it. I didn't finish it. They were all very young. It was a lot. That's not the show we're talking about right now. But she was one of the, like, love coaches on that show, and she's the love coach for this show, and I think she's a fun time. I thought her and Chloe together were fun. So I'd give it a season 2. And last in this list, but certainly not least in my heart, Gordon Ramsay has blessed us with a new show, and it's called Gordon Ramsay's Secret Service. So honestly, it's just kind of a repackaged Kitchen Nightmares. Very similar vibes, except the whole like overtones of it is like some secrecy. Like Gordon Ramsay's been reached out to by an insider in the restaurant, and also the people don't know they're on a Gordon Ramsay show. They think it's like a different restaurant refurb thing. So he has like some secret time where he goes into the restaurant at night and like looks at it without them there and like watches them on surveillance cameras. It's very campy and I love it. I love when Gordon has like some sort of weird bit like this and runs with it. So I'm having a really good time. Is it really cheesy? Yes. Am I having fun though? Also yes. It's only had like 3 episodes so far, but I'm living. I'm having a good time. My running joke and conspiracy theory so far is that Gordon Ramsay has made this show so he no longer has to go in and eat the food. Because in this version, he sends somebody else in to go, kind of like Bar Rescue, if you've ever seen that. And he's like waiting in the car or whatever. And I think Gordon Ramsay was finally hit his limit. He was like, hey, listen, y'all. I can't keep eating at these places. I need a break. That's my conspiracy theory. Like, there's no way that's actually real, but that's the joke I've been making about why this new show got started. And that is a wrap on all the different reality TV I watched this month. It was another great month of TV, and here's to June. We have Love Island. We have some other stuff that I'm sure I just can't think of right now. I guess you're just gonna have to come back at the beginning of next month to see what all those great June shows were. If you made it this far in the video, seriously, thank you so much. It means the world to me. If you liked the video, don't forget to like it down below. If you want to know what those great June shows are going to be, if you like reality TV in general, Shark Tank product reviews, Shark Tank recaps when Shark Tank comes back, check out the channel and subscribe. It is a good time over here. As always, I want to hear your thoughts, feelings, opinions, comments, all that and more down below. And until then, I'll see y'all in the next one.